Hey guys, welcome back. I'm so happy you came. How was your day? I hope everything was great today, and I'm so happy you're here. So come take a seat, and today I'm going to teach you about a little bit about barware. Usually every time, once a week, I would get asked, what is that, or how do you make that using a barware? Most people know most of the common barwares as you've seen, but there are some other ones, or some people have never been to a bar or it's first time. Again, no harm. So I'm always happy to explain to them what a barware is and what's it used for. So today I'm gonna make you a quick drink and show you what the different types of barwares are and what we use them for. So come take a sit and enjoy. You're here on Drink with Brink. So, all right, let me get your drink first. Today I'm just gonna go easy. I think you probably enjoy rum and coke. It's like a hump day today, so just chill with rum and coke. And then I will show you all the different barwares that we use here. So they're right here. All right, for your rum and coke. So first thing first, usually what a bartender does is takes the appropriate glass for a cocktail that you ask, and we fill it with ice, right? So we, obviously this is a home bar, but in the actual bar where I work, we have an ice maker, ice machine with a bigger scoop, and we fill it, fill the glass, or a mixing glass, or the shaking glass, which I'll show you, and that's what we fill it with ice. So let me get some ice for you guys here. So for your rum and coke, and you don't want to fill, depending what kind of cocktail it is, you don't want to fill it with too much ice, but here's your ice glass. We're gonna get some rum. You're ordering rum and coke. Most of the times they'll use a house rum or house liquor. Well, usually when you're mixing with some kind of soda, and I'll go over that in future videos. But there's a reason for that. They do that. Now you'll probably see a bartender, if you go to a dive bar, they'll free pour. They'll have like a little like a pouring thing. They could do a free pour, which would be count to 4, which should be 1 ounce, or 8 count. Or, you know, now most all the bars are going using jigger. So that would be our first barware. This is called a jigger. That was most bartenders use these days. This is our handy little bar equipment, we want to call it, our handy little friend that we use to pour out measured alcohol, right? And usually the shorter side that you see here, it's 1 ounce, and the taller side is 2 ounces. Now jiggers come in different measurement sizes. There's 1.5 ounces to a quarter of an ounce, 3/4 of an ounce. There are ones that are like 3 ounces I've seen in the wild, and 1 ounce. I don't know why you will use 3 ounces, but there's different kinds of different measuring sizes of jiggers. But the most standard traditional size is 1 ounce or 2 ounces. And the reason we hold it this way, as you could see on my finger, is that it helps you if you wanna. There's a cocktail that calls multiple different cordials or liquors or syrups or whatever juices. You could measure the alcohol and turn it around and use the other one to measure that. So it's interchangeable. That's why we hold it like this. And I don't know if you could see in my jigger here, but there are fine lines inside that shows, like, if you need to measure 1/2 ounce. So this is 1 ounce right here, but if you need to measure 1/2 ounce, there's a smaller line in there that you could use to do that. Same with the 2 ounces. So that's what it is. So this is a jigger. So for your rum and coke, I'm going to use 2 ounces of rum. So there you go. Here's your 2 ounces of rum, and we fill it to the rim, and then you just want to pour it on the thing. See, I spilled it. That happens. But usually if that happens, we just, you know, be generous and give the customer that. So we have that. Usually we have a bar towel. So missing the towel right now, but working on it. So we wipe that off. Obviously you want to clean. You don't want to make that kind of mistakes, but you know, people make mistakes. This happens. So there's your rum in a highball glass, and then you just want to fill it with coke. Obviously rum and coke. So you fill it with coke. There you go. At a bar, we have a soda gun that you've probably seen, the little gun with the little buttons on it, and it dispenses soda, club soda, tonic water, ginger ale, cranberry, and water. So we have that. Obviously, this is a home bar. I don't have that, but that's that. Usually you put it on a coaster, or you'll see one of those paper coasters with the beer logos or whatever branding that is, or you can put it on a nice napkin as well if you want to, depending on type of the bars. And usually a good rule of thumb is that if a cocktail has ice, it always gets a straw. So here's a straw. And the only difference in a rum and coke and Cuba Libre, you probably heard Cuba Libre, is lime. So if you ask for rum and coke, the bartender is going to give you rum and coke. If you said Cuba Libre, they're going to give you rum and coke, and they're just going to garnish it with a little lime. So, well, you enjoy this nice rum and coke, or Cuba Libre as it is right now. It's Cuba Libre, and I'm going to go explain to you different barwares. So the first barware I already showed you was a jigger. This is our measuring cup. It's just called a jigger. The second mostly used is the Boston shakers. These are the Boston shakers right here. And the way we use that is we'll use the smaller one to put all the drinks, liquor, syrup, juices, whatever the cocktail requires in here, fill it with ice, right? So we'll go to our ice maker, fill it with ice. Once everything's in here as per the recipe, we'll take the bigger cup and we'll close it and we'll tap on it. And this usually creates a nice seal on a shaker. And then usually you want to twist it, turn it, and you'll see bartenders doing like little tricks and that, which I don't know yet. I'm learning, but I don't want to do it right now. But yeah, so you want to face the smaller cup facing up. Sometimes you'll see a like a beer glass or clear glass. It's called mixing glass. They use for that. That will be on the top. So a smaller cup or mixing glass always goes on top. And you never want to face the customer and shake it like this, because God forbid, if there's not a seal and everything goes spilling on you, you would hate that. You wouldn't get any tips. You probably wouldn't come back. So we want you to come back. So yeah. So usually, if you're making a martini or any other various, there's thousands of cocktails. You using Boston shakers, you would shake it in this cocktail. You've probably seen the other home bars have a little cocktail shaker that has like a little cap on it, like a martini shaker. You could use that too, but these are the standard Boston shakers. So we make it in here, we shake it, and then once it's shaken for 10 to 15 seconds, you tap on it. Wow, that was very loud because there's nothing in it, but you get a nice seal. It'll be kind of hard to open it. You open it, as we had said, the smaller cups on the top, so all the liquor and all the drinks and the cocktail will be in here diluting with the ice. So if you're making a let's say margarita, I'll get a margarita glass here. So if you had a margarita, right, I'll move your drink here so you still enjoy it. You would have your margarita. This would be rimmed with salt. We have a salt maker here, I'll show you later. And then you would strain it, and for strainer you would use the Hawthorne strainer. This is just pretty much a strainer that we use to put on top of a Boston tall shaker and strain out and pour the cocktail drink into your cup, right? So a martini gets stirred, but if it was a shaken and you wanted to get that put into a martini glass, you would have that as a shaken. So yeah, once you have your cocktail shaken, over here, as you see, I've got you a sour mix glass, which would be used for margarita. You'd have all your drinks and your liquor and your cocktail in here, the tall Boston shaker, and you would use the Hawthorne strainer, which you have here. And usually we put our thumb here and it just goes across the neck of the glass, whatever you call this, the rim. And then you will just pour out your cocktail like this, right? Keeping the ice in the glass, and you'll have your nice cocktail. So that's what we use, the Boston shaker and Hawthorne strainer. Next we have our handy dandy bar spoon that usually gets used as well. So if we are making a cocktail where we're required to stir, not shake, right? So you have like your Manhattans or martinis, usually as standardly as stirred, not shaken. Now, I know James Bond has shaken, not stirred, but standard is stirred. So we would have our mixing glass and our bar spoon, and we would stir it. And sometimes we also use the bar spoon for a cocktails where we want to do a float, like a grenadine float. So we would have it on here, and we will pour it here, or club soda, and this twist or twirl that you have that allows the cocktail syrup or whatever it is, the juices to drip here. So bar spoon has multiple purpose. Use it to stir. You could do a float to help you pour it easily on top. So yeah, that's the bar spoon. Next, we have a mash strainer. You've probably seen that in most kitchens. You have that. And this goes along with the Boston shaker. Every time you're using a Boston shakers and you have to pour out a cocktail, and sometimes let's say you muddled it with a bunch of fruits and there's like little bits of fruits and stuff, you don't want to get into that. Well, the Hawthorne strainer will not stop it, because there's, as you could see, there's space here. However, they'll say fine strain it, and that's where you will use the mesh strainer. So you will strain using a mesh strainer, right? So you pour it out, or you could pour it into here like that in the cocktail glass. That will help you pour without getting any fruits or mint leaves or whatever may be in that so-called cocktail. And lastly, there's also a muddler. So this is usually used to muddle lime or fruits or anything like that. Most of the times we use the muddler for mojitos, which has the lime and mint leaves, and we would put it into a mixing glass and we muddle it with a twist motion. You don't want to do this because that could crack the mixing glass if it's made out of glass. So we usually muddle it like that with a twisting motion. So that's what the muddler is used for. And I mean, aside from that, obviously you have your wine opener. You've probably all seen it. We also have the V-Rod opener at the bar. It's like this, the long one. So we usually use that to pop open any beer bottles or cans. And I mean, there's at the home bar, there's the ice picker, but usually we don't have that at the bar. At the bar, we just have the ice scoop that we use. So those are usually the barwares that standard barwares that most of the bartenders use. So if you didn't know, now you know. It's not really hard to learn or use them. I think the hardest part about being a bartender is like learning the recipes and learning to make the cocktails correctly, and so that your customers enjoy it and they keep coming back. So I hope you enjoyed that lesson in barware. So next time in the future videos, when you're seeing me using these barwares, now you'll know. Again, the most things you'll probably see bartenders use if they're measuring pour is jigger and the Boston shakers here, and along with the Hawthorne strainer. But yeah, so again, if you have any questions, put in the comments. If you have a cocktail that you've seen a bartender make and they use a bar equipment or bar something that's in the bar that you don't know, drop it in the comments. I'd love to answer that and help you out. But so that's it, and I hope you stop by next time here on Drink with Ring. All right, so happy that you were here, and I hope you enjoyed this lesson in barwares and enjoyed some Cuba Libre. And we look forward to you coming back next time. So remember, drink responsibly, live wisely, and thank you for being here on Drink with Ring.